Hello, welcome to the Facebook Live, also the podcast. My name is Joey Little, the social little man, and thanks for joining me. Get things going on here with the Facebook Live. Always waiting for people to join because the Facebook Live is all about you. And a little drag today in the Facebook Live, so hopefully it won't hinder us too much. But please give your feedback if you are. If you're not joining on the Facebook Live, if you're listening to the podcast, thank you very much for subscribing and listening to the podcast. You can also join me on the Facebook Live. It's really easy. Just going to facebook.com/social little man. Happy New Year to you too, John Sherrill. Kenny Lindrum joining us. Hello, Mabel. Working hard over the holiday, watching Mabel on Facebook like a good creeper like I am. Kenny Landrum. Hello. Just kind of, that's my Midwest thing, that Lindrum. Just kind of drag it out there. But Kenny Landrum joining in. Today we are going to talk about, which, I'm get the elephant out of the room here in a second. Happy New Year to you, Klaus, over there in Germany. Gates. We're going to talk about how your Facebook followers may be blowing smoke up your rear here in a second. But first, I've been on sabbatical for a while, so no Facebook Lives for a while. So I really enjoy this. It's the best part of my day. I love the Facebook interaction. I love the being able to record, put this out on the podcast, also out on YouTube. We got some really cool things in store for the Facebook Lives and the podcast coming up for 2017. We're going to be doing these live. If you're in the automotive industry, we'll be doing these live at NADA coming up at the end of January. If you're coming out to NADA, please send me a message. I'd love to have you on the Facebook Live and love to we can talk, we can chat about anything. But it'll be in New Orleans coming up, I think, the 29th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, something like that, at the end of January. So yeah, we're going to talk about how this could be for a business page, or it could be for a personal page. Just when it comes down to I brought this up earlier. It seems like I get a little bit of lag in the Facebook Live today, so I apologize for that. We were having some wireless issues here in Kansas City, Missouri. So if you're not getting all this, please chime in and say, no, there's lag. So back on topic, we're going to talk about how your Facebook followers, friends, or whatever could be blowing smoke up your butt, right? And how is this true? And how is this real? How are you calling people out? How is this, I don't blow smoke up your rear, Joey. And true. This is where it comes from. So I love following Dennis Yu on Facebook. If you don't follow Dennis Yu, he's got some really good information about online marketing, Facebook marketing, LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera. And Dennis had a really kind of an awesome, and I went back and looked at some of the analytics I had for some Facebook posts that I put out and boosted, and also some ads. What Dennis came across was he had put out a article, just a link to an article, and then describing what the article was. And Kenny says, no, really. I also didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's hard to be on sabbatical for a long time and then get back into gear, right? And I slept tons until the night before I had to, come here in Kansas City and actually do work in the office. And now I'm tired. So the brain's not working too fast today. Apologize to you guys in the Facebook Live. So he puts out this article, and then he looks at the back-end analytics. So what the analytics on Facebook will tell you, if you're boosting posts, if you're running ads, is it'll tell you how many people actually clicked through on the article, and it'll tell you how many people interacted with the article. So how many likes you got, how many comments you got, how many people shared it. I was up late last night, Kenny. Yes. Excuse me. And what he had noticed was that he had about 670 likes to his post on Facebook. Naturally, on Facebook, about 670 posts. And from that, he had about 123 click-throughs. So what does that mean? That means that there's about a little over 500 people that liked his post that lied to him. They only liked the post. They didn't actually read the article. So what they did was, excuse me, as I get more messages. It only happens when I get on Facebook Live and I start getting messages. And those of you that are on the podcast can't see this, but you can hear the dings going on through the background. But what it came down to is that people are actually just reading the post and reading the excerpt from the post and liking it. So it wasn't really the fact that they were liking the article. It was more of an acknowledgement. So we have to look at Facebook in this way now, because we were struggling for so long to provide the 90% of people that are on Facebook that are just lurkers, that actually click through and read your articles, right? But don't leave any kind of thing on the front end, meaning a like, comment, or share. So when metrics were being judged off likes, comments, and shares for so long, metrics were completely off. You got 3 likes, maybe 2 comments, and you thought, oh, this is a crappy post. But if you look on the back end, you could see that actually, maybe 50 people clicked through and landed wherever you wanted them to land, whether it was on your own website or on a third-party website if you're providing content from somewhere else. So that was a challenge. Now we're getting into this challenge now where the likes are not coming across as, hey, listen, I read your content and I liked your content. What it's coming across now is almost like acknowledgement. So having over 650 people like a post and then having less than 150 of them actually click through and read the post. And we don't even know if the people read the post. We just know that there's less than 150 people that actually clicked through and landed where you wanted them to go. So what does that tell us? It tells us a lot of people don't want to be taken off Facebook. It tells us a lot of people are just scrolling through their feed. There's so much content out there. This is all assumed. This isn't proven, but this is all assumed that this is where people live and die. They live and die in the news feed. They live and die 100% in the news feed. And you think, well, what about clickbait? Clickbait's got it. Well, yeah, clickbait does work. It does get people to another website. But how many people are actually going there? And those are really crappy type example here. But what if you are wanting somebody to go to a GoFundMe page? Now think about this. If you're raising money for somebody or for a family and you put a link out there and you've got, 25 people click on something or click like, but you haven't raised any money. Micah Burgold says, I had an issue when I shared YouTube vids I shared on Facebook, shared more. I saw 0 likes, but the views on the actual video. Yeah, so that was the back end of Micah's bringing up the fact that, you couldn't really track the people, but you can look and see how many people went to the YouTube page. But now it's almost coming the other way around, is that you post a GoFundMe link, and you've got 50 people that like it and maybe 3 shares, but then you go to the GoFundMe and you've only got maybe 2 people that have donated. Does that mean that other people just don't care? That doesn't mean that at all. It just means they didn't click your link. And if you've got no way if you got no way, that's good English here in the Midwest. If you do not have a way to track how many people are actually clicking over to where you're sending them, then you're running into a problem here and you're just spinning your wheels. You're providing good content. You're providing content that's getting people to stop and click like, yeah, or maybe sharing it. But how do we change this? And one of those is that you've got to, even if you're going to do it through your own personal, if you're going to do a GoFundMe, if you're not using personal to sell or to promote anything, but I don't think I've seen one person in my Facebook feed that has not used Facebook at least once to either sell something, to bring awareness to something, or to spread the word, which is bringing awareness. I've seen every single one of you people do this. So how do you prove, or how do you know that it's working? One is clickable links or trackable links, 100% trackable links. That's number one. You can get those through, we sell product here if you're in the auto industry, we have a product here that will absolutely track all that, et cetera, et cetera. There's other ways out there on the web that you can get into that you can use to track links. And that's how you can start getting it. So don't think that you put some content out on Facebook and you've gotten 700 likes to it. You better have something on the back end that's tracking to see how many people are going there and are you converting them? What is the end result of what you're doing? What do you want your followers to do? So that was part of today is really thinking about the content you're putting out there and really kind of tracking what people are doing with it. Excuse me. I told you. I get all kinds of messages. Nobody bothers me. Nobody says hello to me all morning. As soon as I turn this thing on live, then bing, 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 here come the messages. So, but I do appreciate all the messages. They're nice. So focusing on that, focusing on a strategy that you have to create awareness of who's actually going to the end result of where you want them to go. Mabel's end result is to buy Volvos, and buy them from me. That's what she says, and that's what she wants to do. So, lies. I say hi. I'm not sure what that means, but hey, I appreciate the hellos. So, thinking back on Dennis Yu, which, by the way, if you're not following Dennis Yu on Facebook, make sure he's a writer for Adweek. He's also the CTO for BlizzMetrics. What is your end result for your content? If you're doing it professionally, if you're doing it personally, what is the end result for your content? What is the end result that you want to happen from what you're putting out there? And if you're trying to sell something, Tardy to the party. It's all right, Heather. You're still here. You can still watch. You can listen to the podcast. It's on iTunes, also on the Google Play Store. Is what is the end result to what you're doing? Hello, Lisa, all the way down in Wichita at Mel Hamilton Ford. Thank you for joining. Love the images over the holidays. Okay, everybody's having a good time. Family looks great. Brad, thanks for joining. So what is the end result to what you're doing? What is the end result that I'm doing with these videos? The end result that I'm doing with these videos is hopefully I become a subject matter expert in your mind, and when it comes to digital strategies or social media marketing or something like that, or just basic content, you'll turn to me for questions. And if I have products that we have here at AutoAlert that can help you out with those, then I would definitely want you to know about those. But my end results is to sell software. And I want to lead you down a path that is going to help you out. Scientist, subject matter scientist. So once again, also, just a few updates from what's going on in the world of social little man, because I've been in sabbatical for 2 weeks now. Crazy. It's been hard to be away from you guys for this long. NADA is coming up, so all my automotive friends out there, but it's in the automotive retail industry and the vendor side. If you're going to NADA coming up in New Orleans in a few weeks, make sure you hit me up here. I'd love to meet with you. Brad, if you guys are going again to NADA, we got to do another podcast, another Facebook Live. We'll talk about your strategies, what you're doing down there at Street Toyota, some amazing things that are happening there. Lisa, if you're going to be out there, I'd love to hear what the Ford store is doing down in Wichita compared to the Ford store in Kansas City. Also, some Ford stores across the country when it comes to content and your marketing style. Two, to all my friends in the Atlanta area, next Monday I'll be leaving here in Kansas City, heading to Atlanta, Georgia for a nice conference for a couple days. And if you're up for dinner, or if you want to chat, or just get together for drinks or coffee, hit me up. To all my Atlanta peeps out there, 2 weeks off. You're really not in the car business. I'm in the marketing business, Lisa. That's what I'm into. Plus, you work pretty hard. I'm not a Gary Vaynerchuk so far where I have to work every single day. I got to have some downtime. Have time for yourself. So, if you're in the Atlanta area next week, I'll see you in Atlanta. If you want to hit me up, let me know. It's down to be a good time. Love for conversation all the time. So remember, going forward, the content you're putting on Facebook, what is your end result? If you're running an ad with a link in it that's going to drive people to your website, how are you tracking those people to your website? And then how are you tracking those conversions? Because your followers are blowing smoke up your rear because they're hitting like, or they're leaving a comment and not clicking your link. They are not clicking through to where you want them to go. So remember, in your mind for 2017 for a content strategy is that most Facebook users live and die in the news feed. Just kidding. You know I'm right, Lisa. I know. I should be working for 2 weeks. I was actually working. I just wasn't doing Facebook Lives. But still handling leads and still helping out our sales team here. So your end result for 2017 with the content that you're putting out there, what is your end result? What is it that you're wanting to accomplish with the content you're doing? And if it's just to get people to click through to go to another site or to your site, you're going to have to do something a little bit different when it comes to your content because people are lying to you by clicking like and not actually going to where they're going. They're showing you acknowledgement. Instead of a like, it should say acknowledged. Like, I acknowledge that this post exists. That's pretty much all it is. So, more Facebook Lives to come. Love this. Like I said, best part of my day. Any questions, anything that you want to talk about or want me to talk about on the Facebook Lives, want to bring up, want to talk about. It doesn't have to be automotive in industry related because there's tons of you that are in here that are not automotive industry related. We'll bring this up. Michael Reese, more likes equal more people seeing the post if it's not returnable. Some may not really see it. It's a free ad that may not be seen by them. I sell people on computer software. I have to read more of that. Likes are not getting the extension that you think they're getting nowadays. We can get into that in a Facebook Live. Like, what is a like actually worth on Facebook? What is a share actually worth on Facebook? And what is a comment? Same on Twitter. This is from Sean Long. Retweets to links clicked is virtually doesn't exist. Everyone just wants to look like they know. Exactly. Everybody wants you. It's an acknowledgement button. It's all it is an acknowledgement button. And how do we change that? So, I hope you like the new look of the Facebook Lives. We're going horizontal now, not vertical. and moving forward in Kansas City, we'll be moving our offices here at Auto Alert downtown. So a whole new arrangements for the Facebook Lives. Hopefully we're not going to get too crazy with it, with the backlit and soundstage and all that kind of stuff. I still like the personal way that we do these now, able to go one-on-one. Thanks, Mike Gonzalez in the house from Auto Alert, chiming in from California. I like the personal side of this. Plus, we'll get into more Facebook Lives. Plus, Sean Long has put a couple things up on his Facebook that I've read. I have not commented on it. I haven't liked on it, but our hashtags still... anybody use them on Facebook? Or are they more for a kind of a, is a hashtag a new quotation is what I'm asking. So we'll talk about that. Tons of things we're going to talk about on Facebook Lives coming up. My name is Joey Little, and I have kept you for a little over 15 minutes today, a lot less than the usual 25 to 30 minutes in the future, but we will get that. Hashtag all day everywhere. Yep. I've been waiting. Sean Long. We're going to talk about that. A few other things that Sean has put out there too that I think is really great to have a conversation about. So my name is Joey Little. I am the social little man. At least that's what they call me. That was my nickname in high school. @mention hashtag. That's not true. Thanks for joining me on the podcast. Remember, if you want to join the Facebook Lives, it's very easy. Just go to facebook.com/social little man. If you're on the Facebook Lives and you want to join the podcast and listen to these on your way home or on the way to work, or late at night with the family, sitting around the fire. It's great entertainment. You can just Google me, and the links are on my LinkedIn, also on Facebook. So have a great day. You guys know what to do. Keep smiling, all right?